fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku. And well, Aki, the female yautja that wanted a rematch with Deku. Now, Deku and her, these two did fight. Both of them actually relieving a bit of stress in their battle. Deku, he's dealing with the fallout of finding out his entire planet was destroyed. And Aki, she's trying to deal with the fact that everything she's been training for in her life has led her to this. The first time she went hunting, an opponent not only bested her, but basically disrespected her by sparing her life. Now, this is the ultimate act of, well, disrespect to a yautja. Being spared by a hunt or by a prey. And in fact, it did just enrage her. She's been trying to spend her life proving that she is just as strong as others. And that just because she's the runt of her family doesn't make her any less of a, well, noble warrior. Now, Deku, yeah. He did actually call Aki a very strong warrior. And she actually did not want to fight Deku anymore. Since this guy, yeah. She did somewhat find respect for Deku. She already did have it, but now she actually did want to express it. And the fact was, she would kill, or if she did kill Deku, she would have gotten in trouble anyways, and been marked as a bad blood. Now, with that being said, it has been about 4 months since that battle did happen. And we actually do have Deku. In this amount of time, he's actually done a few things. He's continued to hunt the animals on the planet. He's participated in certain events that the yautjas do host with the humans. And he's actually starting to prove himself more. Now, Deku's decided to help teach the humans more about how he does fight and kill xenomorphs, and even go against the yautjas. And well, this was actually seen as very good for the yautjas. Deku is making their challenge stronger and more worthy. Now then, Deku in these last 4 months, he's actually racked up more kills. And he's even killed more xenomorphs, taking actual trophies from these things, as well as prey on the planet. Now, Deku's kill count, let's just say, is around 452, since it's a good random number I just made up. Now, Deku's kept track of this, as he's killed, let's talk about 100 xenomorphs, the 20 humans, the 3 yautja, and the rest could just be animals he's encountered whenever he did go outside the fence and go hunting. Now, Deku, he's currently in his room, as he is training, and somebody, they actually go to knock on his door. As Deku does turn his head to see, a yautja has come to walk in. As the yautja does just turn and see Deku. As Deku is actually just standing there in the air, with his hand on the ground and at least one hand up, as the yautja does see him. Now, Deku does actually go to push off with his hand and try to actually throw his body back down to his feet, as he does turn around and look at the yautja. What is it? Sparring session with the humans. Hmm? Okay, and what about it? The humans talk about not using the suits. Okay, and they need them. Many believe that they would like to learn your style. My style isn't one that can be learned easily. I can take the humans out for hunts and do what I can there. However, if I do try anything else with them, they will die. Now, the yautja does just stare at Deku, as it does tell him that that would be Deku's problem, not his. Hmm. Now, Deku is then informed by this yautja that their leader, or at least a higher member of the clan, would like to speak with Deku. And Deku's very confused. He's here? Yes, he is. And I suggest you get going. This being where Deku does quickly to stand up and get his outfit properly on. And I'm going to put on his mask as he does go to at least start putting his gear together. In the last couple months, Deku has proven himself quite worthy. And there actually was whenever Deku discovered something. The yautja species, not only do they take trophies from their hunts, but they even use certain material they gain from said trophies. And Deku, he has a very good example of that with his new favorite dagger, which is made from a xenomorph's tail. And he even actually has a glaive or a spear now, along with even access to the yautja shurikens. Now, these make Deku's hunts a lot easier, and even a little bit more fun, since these tools, they're actually quite resourceful. We'd actually have where Deku, he does going to start walking throughout the area, him quickly passing by a training room as his someone just glances inside, watching as the yautjas are running drills with unblooded troops, or unblooded hunters. As Deku, he does pass by quickly, and he does then go to walk into this large room where the yautja is currently standing. As Deku is going to step forwards and actually going to drop down to one knee, as he is going to throw his fist to the ground and actually going to look down. As does ask this man exactly why has he been called here today. As the man is going to bring his hand up and telling Deku to stand. As Deku does going to do so. And the man does stare at Deku. As he has informed him that he's been made aware of Deku's achievements. And that his last hunt with the humans was actually very, very successful. Yes, sir. Now, the man does continue to let Deku talk. Or at least to talk about Deku's achievements. The humans that they so easily dominate and take down, even with their fancy technology, since Deku has been trying to at least play nice with them, if he does put that right in their language, that they've actually begun to show signs of improvements. And how, just the other day, they were actually able to team up against one yautja and take it down. Now, Deku, he's actually quite surprised about this. Sir, I was not made aware of this. Yes, it is perfect. And from what I have heard, your troops wish to not use the suits and go out on a hunt. Yes, I was just made aware of that earlier. I know I'm not a part of your clan. However, these humans, if I were to speak freely. Now, the yautja does raise his hand to indicate that he may. I don't believe they can go without the suits. The power supply on them, they last for hours on end. And even if you do go on reserve power, they can go for days. But my concern is that they're not ready for that. My training, my whole life, has made me the way I am today. And because of my unique circumstances with my quirk, I'm a special case compared to all of them. If I even began to try and scratch the surface with it, I copy the moves of superior fighters from my planet, and that's how I've basically been surviving. Now, the Yautjas hear Deku say this, as the Metas step forwards and tell Deku that he is underappreciating his own skills. Now, Deku's very confused, as the Yautjas stand there at least 3 steps up above Deku, and towering over him. Now, Deku does watch as the Yautja is going to turn and actually bring up his hand to wave someone over, as a Yautja is come walking up with a case that is open. Deku actually turning his head to see that there's a weapon sitting down there. The Yautja actually going to bring his hand up and grab this weapon as he does look towards Deku within his hand. This weapon here is one that is very, very special to a Yautja. It actually is unique in its own way. Different from our wrist blades, but at the same time an extension of oneself. They aren't rarely used for hunts. However, in your case, you may use it as a weapon. But be aware, these weapons themselves aren't really ones you want to mess with too often. If the opponent is skilled enough in battle, they can use them just as good as any gauntlet. And they will kill you. The Elder actually going to present Deku with his blade, as Deku does look down at it. This... You're giving this to me? Yes, I am. A gift of your student's improvements. Now, Deku is going to reach out, both hands, as the Yautja is going to drop the blade in Deku's. As Deku he does go to see this weapon. It's very interesting to him. It's got good weight to it, good counterbalance, and he can use it and swing it around with one hand freely and openly. It's interesting. If he wanted to, he'd use this in conjunction with his dagger. This being where Deku does actually go to stand up, and thank this man for the gift, turning and going to walk away. As Deku is going to add it to his tool belt, or he's going to put it down into his belt, as he is going to make his way towards the humans. Now, we do have where the humans, they're all currently outside, and the ones who are part of this squadron that the Yautjas do participate in fighting, they're all currently fighting each other, and actually going back and forth with each other in a ring. This being where Deku does walk up to the circle, and everyone they do actually turn to see him. Deku going to actually take off his mask and go to sit to the side. Alright, so I've heard about it. Heard about what? Your fight. You all took down a Yautja? Good work. Yeah, we did. But you don't want to use your suits. You don't want to use them because they're too big, bulky, and you guys don't really understand how they work sometimes. So you guys leave that up to the brainiacs in the lab. I get it. So, we're going to do a bit of a test. We are going to spend the night out in the forest. Without your suits. What? Yes! Alright, that's perfect! Oh, no. I haven't even mentioned the best part. I've asked around a bit. And luckily for all of you, I'm going to be providing a xenomorph for the area. What? You can't be serious. A fucking xenomorph? Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. What are you talking about? Don't you need a facehugger for those things? Usually, yes, but we have some in cryostasis. In fact, the embryos, they're being thawed out right now. And whenever they do get released into the wild, they're going to have better navigation skills of the area they're in. Besides, we're doing it in at least a 50-mile wide pen. So it is outdoors, but we're keeping it under control and supervising it. Even then, it's tagged so we know where it is. I do, not you. I am going to be getting another yautja to help me out with this, and all of you will see exactly how this will go. If you fail to kill one xenomorph, or if any of you die, or are close to being killed, I'll intervene along with my ally. However, if any of you do actually die, then I hope this will put you in your guys' place about wanting to not use your suits and complaining. The skills I have at my disposal, I've learned over a lot of time, and it would take me years to teach all of you anything about them, since I copy moves from pro heroes from Earth. What? Wait a minute, you're talking about the pro heroes again? Yeah, I do. You're forgetting. I'm from Earth too. I'm from your time. Yeah, I get it. So, what heroes do you copy? Oh. Well, for my mobility and my jumping abilities, I usually go for Mirako. Her form is nearly perfect, and she actually is the best one I use for hand-to-hand combat, along with even kickboxing. That's one of the main ones I can come up with right now. However, Deku actually is going to state off a list of pro heroes, talking about how he even does use this one's fighting style, this one, and this one, and even does mix them up together. As everybody, they do hear that. Some of them are confused. They don't know any of those pro heroes, while others, they do seem to be quite interested in this idea. Deku mimics pro heroes to fight. That does kind of make sense. Deku can improve upon the skills he's seen them master at a young age, and get better with them. That's kind of scary. Now, you do actually have where Deku, he does actually continue to talk about their sparring matches. As 3 yautja, or let's just say 2 yautja, are currently assigned to help the humans with their hunt. As they do start to walk over into the human area. And you'd actually where some guy just come running up to a yautja, and he does at least hold up a handmade mask, as he does at least try to speak to the yautja in English for him. However, to the yautja, she would hear it in her own language, as she just stared down at him and tried to respond back. As the guy just stand there frozen for a minute before the yautja is going to walk away. The guy trying to bring his hand up, talking about how the translator for his end is very spotty, and to give him at least a minute or two. With that being said, we do actually have where Aki, or Yaki, she has come walking up to the area where Deku is currently standing in, and she does see that he does at least possess a new gift. As the yautja she's with does comment on how he's moving fast. Yes, he is. He's a strong one. It's a surprise he hasn't been killed. His hunts have left him worn, torn, and bruised. He is a scarred one, is he not? He is. However, I can't help but find myself intrigued by him. I'm sorry, did you just say that you fancy this one? Not at all. He is a rival, a strong warrior, and he even does show determination. After learning his planet died, I told him what he needed to do, and he immediately jumped on it. I can't say I'm disappointed. I can't say I'm not impressed. What of you? I'm very concerned about it. This one is just a human, correct? No physical things or with their weird DNA structures. But he's normal, like the ones from hundreds of years ago? Correct, I believe. You'd have to ask him himself. He himself doesn't talk much about them. He, from all my understanding, is a normal one, or as they do call it, powerless. And with that information, it does make him more interesting. He doesn't rely on simple tactics or one-sided attacks like other ones before him. However, he at the same time does keep patterns, and switch them up randomly to confuse enemies. He's a perfect tactician. And from what she can understand, he hasn't lost a fight against a human, but he's at least on par with a yautja. You speak very highly of this one. How can I not? He doesn't show disrespect to me. Of course, that's it, isn't it? No one should show disrespect to the Violet Requiem, isn't that right? You know how it is. I will fight you and kill you if you show me disrespect. I have earned it. I myself am a blooded warrior. And you are still towards the bottom. Well, I have risen. You are under my command as well as his. So do not think for that for 1 minute. I will show you anything you have not gained. Now, the yautja she does go stepping forwards. As she does go to approach the human, as Deku does actually go to turn and look towards her. As the yautja she does see the massive scar on the right side of Deku's face. That does cover part of his cheek down to his ear. As it is very surprised. This one has battle scars. Curious. Now, Deku does go running through the yautja what they're going to be doing with the humans. Since they want to bitch and complain, as he does put it in yautja, that they want to use their own physical power, not suits like he does. And they're actually very surprised. The humans took on one win, and they think that they're hot shit, as this human would put it. However, he does want them to gain experience with a xenomorph, without the heavy powered suits, and with basically the equipment that Deku uses on a hunt. This will be a very, very good learning lesson, and the yautja she cannot wait to see this massacre. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.